Hey everybody, it's Tony George on a Friday, TGIF with my buddy right there, Nick Menken. We're talking NFL prop madness. And of course, the NFL kicked off last night, a winning card in the Cincinnati win. A Cincinnati win, Nick, over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised. Were you?
Well, I'm never surprised when a home divisional dog of over 3 points covers in a primetime game on Monday or Thursday. Never surprised. Home divisional dogs have been money. The Steelers defense allowed Joe Flacco to look like Joe Montana. I did give out the over for the free play on the video on the channel here. And I did say over on pass attempts, and that line shot up from 30.5 all the way up to 37, and he had 47 pass attempts. You knew they weren't going to run the ball.
They got no run game, Tony. They have to throw the ball. They have to. And
you win a lot of props when the game goes according to script. And when it doesn't go to script, sometimes you get your ass handed to you.
Yeah,
that's the fallibility of the market. It's like betting NASCAR. Your guy's led 196 laps. He's turning the fastest, laps on the track with his car. He's dominating. You got him in a head-to-head over somebody back in 15th place, and then he wrecks out with 7 laps to go. Didn't go according to script, so that happens. But let's get some winners for you, folks. You can find Nick and I over at DocSports.com. Prop cards are $25. We give you a free $60 if you've never been a member at DocSports.com. Right there's the link, right there. That means you got a prop card for free. Be sure and pick them up on now, I don't do props in college football. I don't know about Nick. I don't follow what everybody does on the website. Otherwise, it'd be maddening. But I definitely have them in baseball. Speaking of props, if you're in the market today, I got the easiest 4-unit team prop in Major League Baseball today. Easiest 4 units you're ever going to win. Just FYI. So be sure and get over there to the website and check that out. But we'll park $60 in your new account. Comes with a profit guarantee and 0 hassles. I'm going to start out this week the same way I started out last week, Nick, with I love me field goal kicker props.
Yep.
I preach them all the time. So what we do, we'll look at it again this week. So I look at the bottom 5 red zone offenses in the NFL. Okay, and who they're playing, where they're at, this, that, or the other. And then I eliminate it now to the bottom 5 of those offenses. I find the best field goal kicker prop, and I've got a hidden gem for you folks.
Let's hear it.
This might even make the premium card, Nick. These are Friday, so, I haven't decided what we're doing on Sunday yet. The bottom 5 red zone offenses are the Giants, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Saints, and the 49ers. Okay, that means they can't convert in the red zone. They can't score touchdowns. They do kick field goals in there. Well, I don't really want anything to do with the Saints because that game in Chicago this weekend, Nick, where you're at, the weather does not look good. It's going to be a lot of wind, going to be rainy. So let's eliminate that one. One I do like. The Las Vegas Raiders travel to Arrowhead Stadium in a noon game, which you're screwing Vegas in that game. That's 10 o'clock Vegas time. They got to go play a football game. I can't believe that game ended at 3:30. But because of the time change and I hate the Raiders, so screw them. I hope they suck. But they're a 13-point underdog. But their field goal kicker, Carlson, he had 2 against Tennessee last week. They couldn't punch it in the red zone against Tennessee twice. I mean, come on. He had 2 the week before at Indy. His over is 1.5 field goals made at plus 150. $1.50, folks.
Like it.
Worth the stretch. There you go, Nick. Give me your first one, baby.
Yeah, before I dive into my first play, I got to tell you guys that those of you who were on my 7-unit last night in Thursday Night Football, it cashed in. And now I want to tell you guys a little something and give you a hidden gem on how I go about my player props. I will always show you an open hand through my player props. Now, I had T. Higgins. I eyed up T. Higgins yesterday on his over yardage, over 46.5 yards. Smacked that with ease. Then I also doubled down on T. Higgins on his receptions, 4.5. Well, that was plus 120. He had 6 receptions. I gave you an open hand there because I was so confident in the Cincinnati Bengals to win that game, not win it all, but to cover that game. I will always give you an open hand on primetime situations here with my player props. Just a little hidden gem if you guys took my player props, which many of you did yesterday, and congratulations for cashing in. But I will always give you that open hand on what team I'm leaning towards, because I will not take a player prop and expect the other team to win. Look at Bijan Robinson on Monday night with the Buffalo Bills there. I thought the Atlanta Falcons had a great chance, and they won that game outright. I had a player prop on Bijan rushing and passing. Just a little inside information on how I go about my props on those marquee matchups. Now, let's dive into this first one. My first player prop is going to be, we're going across the pond. We're going to the London game. We got the Los Angeles Rams and Jacksonville Jaguars here. The Jags, they love playing in London here. They play every year, and they're good in London. So I'm giving you this open hand here. I'm looking at the Jacksonville Jaguars, Travis Hunter here, over 39.5 receiving yards in this one. He has gone over 2 out of his last 3 games. Last week came against a good defense in the Seattle Seahawks there. He only had 4 receptions, 15 yards. Not good. But what Travis Hunter has done, especially after contact, he is second best. He's only a rookie. He's the second best after contact here in the wide receiver position. I think Lawrence and Hunter get off to a hot start here on the offensive side. I think Travis Hunter is going to be in this offense a lot more this week. He played 78% of the snaps last week as well on the offensive side. That was his most snaps on the offensive side there this whole season. I think he gets into this game often early with Trevor Lawrence. I like his over here against the Los Angeles Rams, who are banged up on that offensive side. They don't got Puka here, so I like Travis Hunter over 39.5 yards, Tony. Sorry, I had to go on my rant there.
No, let's stay with the bangers and mash, fish and chips, and Yorkshire pudding, and let's stay in London in this game. Who is the number 1 wide receiver in red zone targets this year? That would be Davante Adams from the Rams. Nakua's out. Davante to score a touchdown against that Jags defense, minus 125. Boom. Take it. That's it. There you go. You got 2 picks in the early game. That means you can afford the $25, less than Arby's drive-through, to go over and get a prop package from Nick or I this weekend over at DocSports.com. And by the way, Nick, I was just going to tell everybody, and we'll get to Nick's next pick. This weekend is the weekend you really want to concentrate on the prop market in the NFL, because I'm telling you, it is a very difficult weekend in the NFL when you look at the board, side and total. I've got a 6-unit top pick in the NFL. I'm on a 13-5 roll. I could put up a huge card and make a bunch of sales and just put everybody in jail. I'm not going to do that. I tell you like it is. I've got 1 side pick on Sunday, and I got 1 side pick on Monday night. I'm in the Circa Millions contest, and I'm having trouble finding 3 side plays I'm comfortable with, let alone 5, Nick. This is the weekend that you attack the prop market in the NFL, because when there's no value in the game, you got unlimited options on player props, folks. That's how you skin a cat, just FYI. But yeah, give me Adams minus the 125. What's on deck here, Nick?
Yeah, we got the Dallas Cowboys, Washington Commanders here in Washington, losing to my Chicago Bears there 25-24. Now we got a divisional matchup here against the Cowboys. You know they want blood for each other here. And I'm looking at Jaden Daniels in particular, over 225 passing yards. He's averaging 218.5 yards right now throughout 6 weeks of football, but he's only played 4 games here. He's hit this line two out of his 4 games that he's played this season, I should say. And this defense for the Cowboys is brutal. I mean, me and you both know it, Tony. They're second in the passing yards allowed here. They're 23rd in pass attempts allowed, and they're 31st in yards per attempt. In this over-under sitting at 54.5, that indicates there's going to be a lot of points scored here. Well, the Washington Commanders coming off that loss. I'm expecting Jaden Daniels now to come and play very good football here this week against the Dallas Cowboys. I love his over here, 222.5 total passing yards. I think that's easy money here for Daniels.
Yeah, that game, that's a gift. You want to bet that that's going to be up to 230 something by Sunday.
100%.
Guarantee you're going to bet the piss out of that.
I already did. I already have it.
Matter of fact, yeah, I already bet it. I bet that. Interesting game because it's interesting because somebody was wanting to know. I do the NFL opening line report. One of the comments was, "What do you think about Dallas?" And they could win that game by 10, or they could get beat 35-14. That's Dallas. You can't pick them. You can't pick them because their defense is so bad. And yeah, Daniel's going to have a big day. And the other thing about Dallas is they can't get after the quarterback. You know, they got all day long to throw the friggin' ball. You know, Dallas doesn't blitz a whole lot, and you know they do a lot of zone coverage, and you can cherry pick them all day long. Especially if Daniels rolls out of the pocket with that ability to run and freezes everybody, he can hit some big strikes down the field. My last one here today is in the Chargers game against Indianapolis, which is the biggest weasel in the woodpile line you're ever going to find. They're begging you to take the Colts there. What do we know that Jim Harbaugh likes to do?
Run the
ball. He likes to play good defense and run the ball. Kamani Vidal, there's a name that no one heard of. He had more yards after contact in Week 6 in the NFL running the football than anybody besides Jonathan Taylor, who's on the other side of the line in this game. Last week, he went for $124 against Miami. Yeah, it's Miami. But the Colts rush defense is so-so at best. He had 18 rushing attempts last week. By the way, his total rushing attempts right now, I think it's around minus 130. It's like 13.5. You might want to sniff that too. But I like him over 56.5 yards in this game against the Colts at home. Yeah. That's minus 115. There's been no overreaction or reaction at all from the books. This is why this market's soft. Well, a guy just put up $124. They're going to run the football again. They're going to continue to hand him the rock. FYI, over 56.5 on the rushing yards. That opened up at 53. That'll be up to 60 by Sunday. That's why you tune into DocSports Prop Madness show, because we give you the goodies early. Okay, we're finding the hidden gems. Give me another one, Nick.
Broncos country, let's ride. We got the New York Giants here headed to Denver. Player I'm looking at is going to be Courtland Sutton here, over 54.5 receiving yards. It is a little juicy, minus 130, but Sutton, he comes off a game here that wasn't good in London against Sauce Gardner. Obviously, he was matched up. Now he versus the Giants here. They're 30th against wide receivers in the league, probably dead last, and they haven't been good against receivers number one. So you look at what they did against A.J. Brown. Well, he got 80 yards. You look at Quentin Johnson for the Chargers. He got 98 yards. You look at CeeDee Lamb, 112 yards. They are giving up a ton of yards to wide receiver number one, and this is a perfect spot for the Denver Broncos to finally get some offense rolling like last season with Bo Nix, and it starts with your wide receiver number one here. The Giants give up a ton of yards in the passing game. Sutton needs to be your guy here, Bo Nix. You establish the run game early with Dobson, and you air it out to Sutton here. I think he has a big game. I love his over 54.5 receiving yards here, Tony, against the Giants.
Sean Payton has made a very stellar career of figuring out what other teams' weaknesses are and exploiting them. Now, even when he was with Drew Brees down in New Orleans, if a team had a really good pass defense, he just ran the ball. Mm-hmm. If they had a weak pass defense, Brees is having 300-plus yard days. He knows how to get it done, and he's doing the same thing there in Denver. I don't know what the frick that effort was last week. Nick, brutal. I had them in the first leg of a 2-team 6-point teaser, and it was 1.5.
Oh boy!
I barely made it. It was like last second they won by 2. I'm like, holy shit!
They should have lost that game. Thank God they were playing Justin Fields.
Oh man, they did not. We'll see what the Giants do against a really good defense on the road. That's going to be a very interesting game. We're still learning in week 7, folks. But the only thing you need to learn is getting over to DocSports.com, taking advantage of that free $60 link in the description below this video. There's a link here on the show as well. You've seen right there. And over at the website, DocSports.com, upper left-hand corner, click on it. We'll park $60 in a new account. Comes with a profit guaranteed. Nick, I'm going to have at least a 4-play card on Sunday with the top pick. I've got 2 picks already written up. I'm looking forward to this weekend in the NFL in the prop market, as well as having the top pick on my card. I know you have multiple plays on Sundays.
Yeah, we got a 3-pack usually every Sunday here. We're 8-2 in my last 10 selections, and then we got another 7-unit banger coming out at 4:25 Eastern, 3-pack. So looking to continue staying hot, especially on the NFL side of things, Tony.
Tony George and Nick Menken. That's your dynamic duo for prop bets over at DocSports.com on Sunday. Enjoy the freebies. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back at you next Friday.